everyone. I'm going to moderate our little Q&A. I'm here with Melissa McCarthy, who's in the movie.
Hi. Well, we used to pretend, but we're not going to make him feel awkward. We are, actually. He went into the other theaters.
He's just watching other movies.
Just a little bit when he comes out.
These chairs are plush.
It's a real cozy chair, guys.
Guys, can I please introduce Ted Melfi?
Ted Melfi.
Thank you. We've been drinking. We shouldn't start the Q&A with a lie. Hi.
A reasonable amount. So I'm going to just ask a couple of quick questions, and then we'll open it up for you guys for a bit. I'll start with Melissa McCarthy. Melissa, what drew you to this movie?
Oh, I read the script, and I was pretty shocked to read something from the first page to the last page that it made me laugh, it made me cry. I read it at a really weird speed, like I felt some kind of urgency to like get to the next page, and I just thought, it just made me happy and made me think about how I judge people and what I think of people, and I just had so many thoughts and feelings after I read it that I thought, my God, if I can be a little part of that, that would be pretty tremendous. So I met with Ted, and he was lovely, and then on top of it, when I heard that this was kind of a story that you know, came from his own life, it even meant more to me. And I auditioned, and I begged, and I pleaded, and I got to be in it, luckily.
Great. She actually did audition, and we put her on tape on a Friday, and we sent it to Harvey Weinstein. And on Monday morning, Harvey called and said, I don't say this often, and you probably won't hear it again, but you were right. And I was wrong. And he said, she's a revelation. And I think you saw that, hopefully, today.
Yeah.
So, Ted, let's talk a little bit more about that. That's so this story is there. Ted wrote the movie as well as directing it. Come on, guys. Why did you write the movie? What about the story came to you?
It's based on two true stories from the last few years of my life. 8 years ago, my oldest brother passed away. He was 38, and it was just kind of a huge shock to our family. And he left behind an 11-year-old daughter. The mother was not in the picture, and my wife and I adopted her and moved her from Tennessee to Van Nuys, which is always a good move. Although lateral. We put her in a Catholic school to punish her, and Notre Dame High School. And she has goes to her world religion class in her sophomore year, and she gets this homework assignment. Find a saint that inspires you, and find someone in your real life that mimics the qualities of that saint. Wow. And she picked St. William of Rochester, the patron saint of adopted children, which is what's in the movie, and she picked me. And I said, okay, so it's not going to be me, it's going to be drunk Bill Murray. And then the second part of the story is the character of Vincent's based on my wife's father, who, just like Vincent, was a Vietnam vet, not the best guy in the world, had a lot of flaws, drank a lot. Kind of stopped talking to all his kids. He stopped talking to my wife at 9 years old. And then 25 years later, my wife is in one of those seminars, you know, those LA seminars where you find your life for the weekend for $800. And one of the assignments is to get complete with people in your life, kind of like AA, you know, send a letter, make amends. She sends this Dear Dad letter to a mailbox she finds in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. 2 weeks later, the phone rings, and I answer the phone, and it's, is Kimmy there? And I went, yeah, and it was her dad, after 25 years. And they became father and daughter for the last 10 years of his life, and to watch them together was like everything, you know, to watch them grow together. And she was with him when he died, and he became her saint, and she became his saint. And that's what I wanted for Vincent. except I didn't want him to die, because that's not funny.
Great.
Just so these are really comfortable chairs. Of all the Q&As we've been to, this is like,
it's a plush. It's a plush chair.
It's delightful. Thank you. Thank you, Joan.
Thank you, Dome. So I'll open up to questions from you guys, if anybody has any questions. Back there, what did you see in Melissa that made you think she could sort of carry off this dramatic role?
well, I knew her background, first of all. I knew she had done several years of off-Broadway hardcore drama, as Melissa says, in folding chairs. So, hardcore drama.
Very, very off-Broadway.
And so I knew that, and then I think if you watch anything she's done, like most recently Tammy, right? You look at Tammy, and there's some really real tender moments in there that are honest and real.
God, I love those moments. I just love those moments.
But and if you look at the Heat, there's some, and if you look at Mike and Molly, you can really see the core of her. And what I see in Melissa is not a comedian. I see one of the best actors around. That's what I think. So I think that's how I feel about her. And I think hopefully, not hopefully, you're going to see a lot more of mixing it up for her, because I think she's got a lot more to show us and to show the world.
We haven't gone over that area. Yes, how did you find Oliver, and where did he come from?
Oliver's from Philly. Yeah, we have some Philly fans. We went through 1,600 kids across the country, and Toronto, UK, Australia, and we were just stuck, because you know how kids are. They can really stink up a movie fast. And they got to stand up to Bill Murray. That's not an easy task. It's hard enough for me to do that. So I was home. We were like a month out, and I was home one night. It was actually Super Bowl Sunday, and I don't know if you remember, there was a Hyundai commercial. This kid's getting bullied on a soccer field, and he goes and assembles this geek squad of superheroes, and they come back and kick some ass. That's Jaden. Yeah. And I said, I called Cassie and I said, "You got to get that kid. You got to find that kid." They tracked him down, and he came in and auditioned, and what you see is what you get. He's a doll.
Maybe we could time for a couple more. They're in the back there in the black shirt. When you have those kind of actors, was there?
She said it's a beautiful movie.
What's that?
All I heard was it's a beautiful movie. This is the question.
Beautiful movie, and I'm out. The rest of the question, Ted, was there any improvisation that happened? How much of that happened versus how much was scripted?
Melissa can talk about what she did.
I think Bill and I felt very comfortable to improvise, but with this script, there was no need to really go off of it. I didn't want to muck with what was there. It was really beautiful, and I felt everything played true. Would we go off? I mean, it's kind of my whole rule of improv, and maybe more for this one, but I think you stick, if the script is good, you stick as tight as you can to that. And you may vary a little bit, but you go off the map so slightly. And it's really just to keep a take fresh, or to surprise the other person with, it's a different adjective, it's a different response. It's never going off story. This script that Ted wrote did not.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
That's what she's trying to say. She's trying to sum it up for him.
Throw stuff if I don't say that. No, but we really didn't. It's like when it's that good, it's like just do what's there and try not to destroy it.
There was one. Yeah, there you are. What in particular about Brooklyn made you choose the location?
I was born born and raised in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. We got some Williamsburg people. It was originally titled St. Vincent de Van Nuys, because I live in Van Nuys now. But then Harvey said, you can't shoot in Van Nuys. So we moved it to Brooklyn, which thank God, because I just wrote it for Van Nuys because that's where I live. But I grew up in Brooklyn, and The thing about Sheepshead Bay, I think what's beautiful is, you know, we think of America as a melting pot. Well, Brooklyn is the melting pot of that melting pot. And Sheepshead Bay is even more so. On one block, you can get a falafel and a Korean massage, really. So, I love Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn represents everything that's great about America, and I thought Vin should be there.
Yeah, right there. Did Bill Murray say, "Leave me alone," or was he more open?
He really just bossed me around. For most, no. Bill, like Melissa and like Naomi, they really respected the script, thank God, and they just kind of let me do what I wanted with it. Bill thought my 800 storyboards were absurd, but he let me shoot almost all of them. So he was like just the best partner, really.
And there we go. And the Superman shirt, the question is, was there any bullying that really went on in real life?
Melissa's a bully. And every day she...
You'll pay for that later.
You mean in the... What do you mean? Oh,
like were your kids bullied, or was there an inspiration?
Yeah. The bully in the movie is based on the first bully I beat up at PS 132 in Brooklyn. And his name was Robert. And everyone hated him. He was in the 6th grade and I was in the 5th grade. And he knocked me around in the playground, and I beat him up, put him in a headlock, and I started crying. Because I hurt the guy. But so at one point.
I think we have time for one more right there.
Yeah, I was wondering, Ms. McCarthy, wonderful film, great performances and everything. It's the best film I've seen in a couple of months. Really, really a great experience.
It's the best film I've seen in a couple of months.
I have not seen a film since last Friday. I saw one last week. I thought it was a lot better. Actually, wait, I saw 2 movies on Friday, so it's the third best movie I saw.
The judge is out this weekend too. I don't know.
I see 2 or 3 movies a week. It's great. I believe you're, Ms. McCarthy, you're Chicago?
Yes, I am. He's asking if I'm from Chicago, outside Chicago, little farm town, Plainfield.
Did that play any part in your, you and Bill Murray coming together on the set, the comfort, the...
Oh, because you two are Chicagoites.
He is basically Mr. Chicago, you know?
Bill Murray is he's Mr. Everywhere. He's not just Mr. Chicago. I think he's truly Mr. Everywhere. I don't know. I mean, maybe I got along with him right off the bat. I mean, I was so freaked out to meet him and terrified and nervous and trying to plan what I would say when I met him, and then trying not to plan because I knew he would smell it a mile away. And I was just spinning in circles, and he came in and just overwhelmed me. And before I knew it, I was like, oh, I just met Bill Murray, and I didn't have time to be nervous because he was weirdly lifting my leg up in the back of me. It was very strange. Truly, he was checking me out like a horse. That's really how I met him. But I don't know, maybe there's I'm chatty, and he let me chat to him, and we got along well, so maybe it's a little bit of that Midwestern familiarity.
Had you not met him on Charlie's Angels?
No, but I did. He asked if I met him on Charlie's Angels, but I saw him walk across set once, and I, in a super geeky, embarrassing, shameful way, went, "Oh my God!" And he heard it, which I did not tell him that later. And I think it more like, he thought, what's happening? Is something on fire? And I just, when he looked toward me, I just turned around and acted like someone had said it behind me.
On that note of cowardice, thank you very much. Thank you all.